What them haters talking about?
What's up, family? After months of investigations, critical thinking, and a whole lot of praying, Louisiana officials have decided that they're not going to charge two white police officers from Baton Rouge for killing a black man by the name of Alton Sterling. Now, why would they kill this guy in the first place? Here's their story. They got a call about a man at a convenience store brandishing a pistol. They go to the scene, they see a man selling CDs. Somehow they accost him and a struggle ensues and they end up pinning him down on the ground. Two cops got him pinned down on the ground. And then one of the cops pull out a gun and pop him up. Now, Alton Sterling did have a gun on him, but at no point did he pull the gun out. At no point did he reach for the gun. They had his hands pinned down. They executed the man. They got him down on the ground and they pulled out the gun and they executed him. I remember at one point, at least what they showed us on television, not just television, I take that back. I've seen this in person where cops would give chase, wrestle suspects to the ground, put the cuffs on them, sometimes get in a struggle and fight with them or whatever. But they wouldn't shoot them. And usually they ended up apprehending the suspect anyway, but even if they didn't, let's say the guy got away, the cop just be sitting and wait, trying to catch him the next time. The cop would take the L and try to get him the next time, but not now. They want to murder, specifically black people. I saw them pop up a black guy that was sitting in a wheelchair. They shot him once in the chest, and you can see all the blood coming out. And they're trying to give him commands and stuff. The dude is shot in the chest, he's dying. They tell him, show your head, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. Then they pop him up again, just shooting like crazy. So here we are again, another black man executed by the police, and the police get off scot-free, no charges. They say that they are continuing an investigation into their misconduct in terms of being on a job. Their civil misconduct, not a criminal charge, but they're pursuing an investigation, and these guys may end up losing their job. And I know some of you might say, well, what's the difference? I mean, if they didn't do anything wrong, then they wouldn't be losing their job. Well, it's a such thing as doing something wrong on your job and it's not criminal. So they're saying that maybe they didn't follow protocol. That wasn't criminal, but it was a violation of the rules in their job description. So bam, you know. The bottom line is that you got another dead man, a father, a son, a brother, a nephew, a friend, dead. Just shot up, just shot like a dog in the street. And it's like, what I want to know is this. Why on earth are we not hearing about black cops killing people? Just killing unarmed people. Because they always say that they fear for their lives, right? They fear for their life. If white cops are the only ones acting an ass and scared as hell, why don't they stop hiring white cops? Because it sounds like they're either executioners or they really are fearing for their lives. Either way, we don't need them because they obviously don't know how to act civilized and they don't know how to act responsible with a gun. If it's all about fear, why not just get rid of the white cops? The black cops, it seems, know how to de-escalate situations. Of course, you're going to always have your exceptions. When it comes to black cops, killing somebody unarmed or doing something where you violating people's rights, that is more of an exception to the rule. Mainly killing. I'm not going to say misconduct because there's a lot of black cops out there involved in misconduct. But we're talking about taking life. You don't get that. It's not as pervasive as it is with the white cops. So white cops don't need to be working, especially in black neighborhoods, since they're so damn scared. But you can't just say white cops can't work in the black neighborhoods because as soon as a black person hit the highway, get outside of that neighborhood, the white cop is right there waiting to racially profile them, and you still got the same situation. So instead of them getting popped up in the hood, they'll just get popped up in the suburb, or they get popped up on the street. You know, typically they'll try to not pop them up in the suburbs because they don't want property value going down. They'll try to get you on the stretch of the highway. That's how they get out. So it's time. It's time for this shit to stop, man. It's been time for it to stop. And I'm going to tell you something. See, because nothing is happening to the cops, it just continues to embolden the cops. And this thing is going to boil over. It is the law of averages. This ain't got nothing to do with me trying to promote going after the police and all this shit. Man, this is the law of averages. It's just bound to happen to where you're going to start having people all over this country popping up, just like the riots, when riots were popping up, when they had those uprisings back in the 60s, it's going to be out of control, just like way even before that, when you had the uprisings and during slavery. People was like, man, I'm tired of this shit. I ain't being a slave no more. That's it. At some point, people just kept on going, and they just stopped. At some point, people just had enough, and it was enough. And that's when they decided, you know what? We got to change something, because, see, enough ain't enough until blood's shed, because that's just how America operates. America is very hard-headed. They got to see blood before they want to try to fix something. Just like if you have an accident, you have an intersection, and there's accidents at that intersection all the time, or there's near accidents. They will not put up a damn stop sign or a signal light until somebody gets killed. This is a very reactionary society, not proactive, reactive. And it's going to come to a boiling point where you're going to have black people sporadically all over this country shooting back and shooting everything. And that's when their ass is going to want to sit down and talk and fix it. Because now they see, oh, we losing too now. You see? We losing too. So now we got to fix it now. Because nobody cares as long as it's not happening to them. Well, you know, let's see, oh man, that's cold-blooded, but, you know, as long as I'm safe, as long as my family's safe and everything cool over here, I'm good. I'm telling y'all, this thing is going to come to a boiling point. It's going to boil over, and people are going to start getting killed. A lot of innocent people are going to be killed, including innocent cops. Innocent cops. In fact, right now, innocent cops already do get killed. Those cops that got killed in Dallas, that was because of all of these other cops, these dirty cops shooting and killing people. The cops that got killed in Baton Rouge, it was because of the dirty cops. They're creating the hate. They're creating the mistrust. They are doing this. Every time a grand jury let one of these refuse to indict, every time one of these judges let somebody off, every time the jury let them off, every time these police unions go out there and save the skin of a dirty cop, every single time that family members encourage them when they know they're dirty, it makes the situation worse and it puts good cops in danger. You ain't gonna hear me though. You're not gonna hear me. Right now, what you're gonna do is, instead of listening to the information, then when you know it's right, but since you disagree with me, you're gonna be upset about it. But instead of taking the information, what I'm saying, and taking it at heed and promoting what I'm saying, you're gonna go out there and promote the opposite and fuel the fire. And then when the shit go down, then you're gonna wanna be ready to talk. I can guarantee you, when it really go down, all these people that's talking tough and acting tough and talking about bring it, bring it, bring it, they ain't gonna be talking so tough when the shoe is on the other foot. And that always happens. It always happens throughout history. You can only beat down a people for so long before they react. That's just the way it is, man. These grand juries, the prosecutors, the judges, the whole system that enables this type of behavior, that protects them, they're all to blame. All of them are to blame, and they are going to be, it's easy to blame the person that pulled the trigger. But if you're thinking, you would look for the cause with what provoked this person to have this type of mentality to make this person think that this was okay. Just like they're creating an atmosphere that's going to make people think it's okay to randomly kill people and knock cops off and pop at cops who ain't did nothing to them. It's the same mentality that's being created, that same environment that they've created, that's making these cops kill innocent people. It's that mentality, it's that enabling. And it's bound to happen. So every time another cop gets off, it emboldens the next cop and it continues to make them want to shoot. So everybody ain't gonna accept it. So when it go down, and it will happen again, it's gonna happen again and again and again, but every time an innocent cop gets smoked, every time an innocent person gets knocked off at random, just remember, who created the atmosphere? No more talk.
What the haters talking about?